The Our Lady of the Rosary Catholic Church has been the center of spiritual life in Little Italy for more than 90 years.
Allie Wagner is there live with more details on how they're preserving and restoring the church's beauty. Hey, Allie.
Hi, you guys. This is absolutely incredible because this church, like you said, has been here for 90 years or so plus, and now they're doing this big, giant restoration work. So, in fact, it's scaffolding all around, and I have Joan Peters who is here. So tell me a little bit about what they are doing here at the church.
Well, you know, this design segment, Allie, is about preserving and restoring the past in San Diego. And it's just so important because so many different cultures landed here in San Diego, and it gives us an idea of who we are and who we've become. And the Italians are one of the most romantic cultures that came here, and they settled here in Little Italy around the waterfront. And with them, they brought an incredibly important industry to San Diego. In fact, it was one of the most important industries San Diego had for over 80 years, the tuna fishing industry. And these men, here, Kevin, zero in on this. These men had a very difficult job, and it was a high risk and a dangerous job. They would leave their families for weeks, and the women would stay on the home front, but the women worked in the canneries. So really, this industry brought three different industries to San Diego. One was catching the tuna. The second industry was canning the tuna. They started all the major canneries here, Starkist, Tuna, Chicken of the Sea. Yeah. And the third industry was marketing the sale of this canned tuna, which was becoming extremely popular all over the world. And it all happened right here in Little Italy in these several blocks.
And so tell me a little bit because of what they are doing here and the history behind the church.
Well, what they're doing here is this church was dedicated to the parish in 1925, completed and dedicated. There was an Italian pastor, Father Rabagliata. He was from Italy, and he hired a very well-known, famous Italian artist to cover this church with paintings, the ceilings. And Kevin, here, let me have you zero in on this. This is what the church has looked like for almost 100 years. Yeah. Fausto Tosca was the artist, and he did all these paintings, and he even did the original stained glass windows. He actually painted them, but these have been replaced with real stained glass windows since. And then the priest also hired Carlos Romanelli, and he was the sculptor who did all the beautiful statues and all. So this beautiful church inspired the people of this community, so much so that they dedicated proceeds from each ton of fish that they caught to pay off the debt of this beautiful church.
Well, and we're going to get into a little bit more how they are going about this restoration project. This has been in the works for a long time, and we'll have more coming up with Joan Peters in just a little bit. Guys, we're going to send it back over to you.
Wow.
It's going to be beautiful. Thanks, Allie.